Good morning to all, it's Nikos here. Can you all hear me and can you also see my pretty chat? Perfect, that's great. And let's see, we just had a session last night, right? So let's see where we are so far. On the Euro US dollar, support resistance, everything in place. There is our daily 1, 2, 3. And remember what we said yesterday about this daily 1, 2, 3. Again, on the where's this chart here? On the weekly chart, we have this range, and of course, in this range, we also have a higher highs and higher lows. We have actually a trend now. The price bounced on support on the 36, but it looks like wants to move lower, and because of this big range, we could kind of ignore this weekly uptrend and go for daily shorts if the targets are big enough, and the targets are of course down here. Long-term targets, it's a daily 1, 2, 3. So if you want to take advantage of this range, then yesterday night after the session there was a daily short setup with a stop of about 170 pips. Price moved down about 40 now. After that, we said we would like to see a 4-hourly or 1-hourly 1, 2, 3 at least. That would also confirm this daily 1, 2, 3, right? Now it's still in making. I don't see any 1, 2, 3s yet, not even on the 1-hourly chart. We had a range over the night, and now it's still moving lower. So we ideally, now that on the 1-hourly you see it looks very steep and price is moving down quickly, it would be great if we could get a 4-hourly 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sometimes we just don't get these 1, 2, 3s. Look here, the chart is just the price is dropping, but many times mostly we get something. Okay, now if you are not into daily chart trading, which is very, very powerful, because for some reason you don't like this range, then of course you have to look for the 4-hourly, 1-hourly. Other than that, the daily chart triggered the short already since yesterday on this chart, as I said, about 40 pips in the profit zone, which is of course not even close to the first target of 160-70 pips, but that's just how it is. It could take days, and still we have to keep this on our watch list, waiting ideally for 4-hourly 1, 2, 3, or we could also use the 1-hourly 1, 2, 3, maybe in combination with an intraday setup, right? The 5-minute chart, for instance. There's not much to say here other than that. Longs, not even, we don't even think about longs right now. We have this daily 1, 2, 3, short 1, 2, 3. That's all we can do. Did you receive the email yesterday? I uploaded actually yesterday's session to the blog as an example, because I have many questions and people ask what we do exactly. So I said, okay, I upload a whole session. Did the link work? The link I sent, because I think I got 1 or 2 emails. People said the link does not work. It worked normally. Worked fine. Okay, great. Okay, that's the Euro US dollar. The Euro Australian dollar, it's a win-win scenario, but you can see the price bounced twice on the 200 EMA. We had a 50-60 pip stop, and price moved down about 120 pips on this bounce short, but now it's getting back. It got back to where it started like 2 or 3 times already. Yeah, as long as the price is holding here, we can stay, and there's no problem. We have a stop in place. It's win-win anyway, so we'll see. Hopefully it decides to go down in the end. right now, if you get another red candle, of course, let's say you see the price moving a little bit higher and then again going down, spiking a little bit, and you get a red candle, and you have another bounce short example. Of course, in a range like this, taking the first one is always, or the second is the best choice, because if you have a bigger range at resistance like this, it's going up and down between a level on support and resistance, it could also happen that it's not going down in the end but actually going up. So we watch closely again here. Let's see what the Aussie says. Same scenario. Yesterday we said we wait for 1 2 3. Didn't happen yet. The price is very powerful with no retracements yet, and that means, look at this daily 1 2 3 again, daily signals. Remember what we said yesterday, that candle was still green during the live session, correct? And we said, okay, if this can close red tonight, then we have a daily short setup. Did anybody take the short on the daily chart? Who likes daily charts in trading on higher time frames? Dimitri, okay, well done. Edward as well, perfect. So again, a daily short, 155, 160 pip stop, and this move down about what, 40 again. Hopefully it's going to crash and you can take out the first lot later on today or maybe tomorrow. Would be great, right? What about the targets here again? It's the weekly 1 2 3. So the first target's down here at the lows, and that's about 300 plus pips. It means if the price really reaches the lows, it's a win-win situation, because it will by then hit target 1 and target 2. Great for you and for me as well, actually. But you need to like daily charts, okay? And I like daily charts and daily 1 2 3s a lot, and we waited for setups a long time, and when they appear we just need to take the trades. Everybody else has to wait now for 4-hourly setup. It means ideally if the price moves lower, come back to the 36, then you get another entry. If not, okay, then you have to wait clearly for 1 2 3 later on at the 1-hourly, 4-hourly, or combined with the 5-minute chart. It has not. That's why sometimes it's good if you would compare 2-3 brokers, depending where the broker is based. The candles won't close at the same time, right? If your broker is closing, let's say in 5-6 hours or something, or 10 depending where you are, then it could be that you also get the retracement and you still get an entry at the same level. But if the price really moves lower and you get an entry down here, then it's probably too far for an entry on this time frame. Just a tip, if you see a 2 to 3 line break, okay, yes, of course we want to wait for the red candle, but because brokers are different and they close daily candles at different times, of course, what you can do is you just take a look at your 1 2 3. If you see a clear nice 2 to 3 line break and the candle is closing below the lows of the previous green candle and clearly below 2 to 3, okay, like opening high, closing low, even if it's still not red but still a little bit green here, you can still take it, okay? It's at that point the color is not that important anymore. It's just, you see, because of the times the candle closed, that some are still green, some are red. But if you have a clear 2 to 3 line break, a big candle like that, and it's still a little bit green, remember, like before it closed during our session, it was like 2 hours before the candle closed, right? It was still green yesterday, but it was more or less in this area anyway, okay? So then your experience is also important at that point when you see the 2 to 3 line break and the good candle opening high, closing low. And if you compare and you see a different broker is already red and you are not, then you can still take the trade, of course, right? Important is the price action. If the price is moving lower, closing lower than the 2 to 3 line, especially on these higher time frames. Okay. Now what about the USD CHF? You have a setup here as well. Now the short on the Aussie and the Euro looks better than the long on the USD CHF. The reason is that big 1, 2, 3 that is still kind of not really, we didn't have a break of resistance like on the other pairs, right? It's still, if you draw the lines, it's kind of still hitting resistance there. The price is below that. So the other pairs just look nicer right now. Okay, it would be more aggressive to trade this pair like this. Do you agree with that? Look at this chart and then look back at this one. It looks nicer, correct? That's the reason we prefer the Euro or the Aussie in this case. Okay, GBP JPY, it looked like a retracement yesterday, like a big retracement, but in the end the price decided to go up, break that, and actually go for the target we have up here, the 163 area. So aggressive bounce trades here didn't work, and they were really aggressive because you don't really have a range. It's still a very powerful uptrend. Okay, and the wedge price came out of here, so there are no shorts, only longs still up there. Price will probably reach the target soon, and we have, I think Mark is still here long, and Edward should be long, correct? Did you stay in? Okay, that's great. So it will probably like almost 350 pips profits, Edward, for now. Okay, send over the updated chart, right? So I can take a look also at the position and everything. Well done, great trade, yes. And let me also look at something else. That was the USD yen. Is this also going up? Yeah, that figured. And okay, 2-3 people are in here as well. Jean, are you in there? Yes, yesterday you were. Still in? Okay, that's what, over 300 points now as well, correct? Okay, well done. That's good stuff. Let me look at the targets on the USD yen. Next resistance 101, and then we have a resistance also at 103. So the highs here, we have about 270 pips to go. You can, I would just leave it open. Just looks good. Yes, of course you will get a retracement, but now that the price is moving up and up and up and up, even if you get your retracement, as long as support is holding, it's win-win all the time. That is why it was so important. Remember when the price was stuck in this range, John had to hedge it up and then get rid of the shorts and keep the longs just for that. And that happens all the time. If you do it once, then it's easier the next time. Okay, great, well done. What about the GBP/JPY target? As we said, you know, we have to go actually to the weekly chart, and here is the 633. 633 there, and you have your support line like this, a little bit not that close to price. And it really looks like, you know, if you look at candles like these, like powerful weekly candles, that it will probably also, if that's closing like this tomorrow or reaching the highs, that it will also break this area. Yeah, you see how long it took here at support, and it couldn't move lower again, so it will probably shoot up and up and up like it did here, hopefully for the long traders, right? If not, okay, no problem, you have your support line in place, but focus on the remaining longs, and there are ways to hedge up positions if the first signs of bigger retracements appear, of course. That's a very good one here. I like it a lot. Okay, well done to everybody. Let's check GBP CHF. Still fighting here. We wait for the longs or shorts below here, so we don't need to discuss anything further for now. Cable, the same story between support and resistance. Only the long bounce trades here, everything else is not that great. Dow, the 1, 2, 3 didn't happen yet, probably next week. And the USD yen short setup did not happen. We didn't get a setup, so no more shorts. It's still moving up, and you have to draw again. Let me zoom out. We have to draw the lines like here again. There we go. And the price, of course, is up there. It is still major resistance. I'm not too convinced that this will all break this area. It could break it, but right now, because it's always bouncing and retracing before it moves higher, I wouldn't think in terms of longs here right now. What is with gold? It's moving lower. As we said, we want to break here, and then a new setup would be great. A 4-hourly setup here would be great. Another one. I know that some of you are short using the 4-hourly chart since here, but that's okay. I just want to see the price coming out of here, mainly focusing on really higher time frames like daily charts for gold. Personally, I like that. It comes out of this range here, might move down. This is also what people call head and shoulder formation here, right? So we'll see. GBP CAD still in the wedge. We need the price to break resistance, support. Yeah, those are the most pairs we are looking at, right? There was another pair. What was it yesterday? We were also checking. It was, I think, the Aussie yen. Okay, the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. We had the bounce in the daily chart, but it's right now it's stopped. We had a 4-hourly entry. We even had a daily entry, higher low, higher high, and it's ranging right now. So actually we need to see this. The targets are still, there are no entries right now anymore, right? We had the entries already, so targets are still here. We'll have to see if the price stops at the 36, if that's a higher low, and if it then will move higher up, or if it will go down, then this has to hold. There's nothing else here actually to check. And here we didn't get the setup yet, or we can't. We still need, look, here's a good example actually, what I said before. It looks a little bit, of course, like the Australian dollar, US dollar. You have a weekly 1, 2, 3. So your targets would be down here, and of course at the lows. on the daily chart, what you have is a 1, 2, 3, and you have here a 2 to 3 line break, but the candle is actually opening here. It moves a little bit lower and then closing up there. So of course that is not even close to a short entry, right? This is the 2 to 3 line break, and the candle closed below here yesterday, so it's not red. And the reason for that is just because it started too far away, right? And that's why we don't get this red candle here. But if you look at it, it closed below the 2 to 3 line and it came from up here. So that was still good enough actually if you wanted to take this on the daily chart. Can you see that? Do you understand what I mean actually when I say taking this on a daily? Yeah, because it's a Heikin-Ashi candle, and if it opens like if it's closing up here in the next one, it cannot be red like this. Okay, you have to wait for the next actually. So, but you all see the 2 to 3 line break here, and they close below, and it's also a very big move there. The candle opened high and closed much lower, and then you have a huge stop, of course, of 170 pips, but you have the targets, and that's okay. You have the targets down here, target 1, target 2, easily hit. So yeah, we'll see. So do we have any other pairs, right? Because right now I just focus on the existing ones, and the setups we are still waiting for. Go back a little bit. And we have the Euro-US dollar as new, the Australian dollar. Yen is still going up, so no new setups for now, but the existing old USD yen is going up, and all the other pairs we still have to wait for setups. So we have actually 2, 3 daily signals, and it's enough for one day on the daily chart, right? It's enough. Just need now to manage these trades, and it means you have actually a lot of time leaving a stop where it is, hoping that this is not a fake break and going against you later on. But other than that, there's not much you can do. Only waiting for the other pairs, and maybe 4 hourly setups if you don't like the daily charts. So actually you have the whole time, a day off today, and you don't need to watch charts anymore. Isn't that great? Any other questions? What do you want me to cover, to discuss? Is there a different pair you want to see, or maybe something else? Time to write the journal. Okay, that's good. Yes. Looking at your trading plan also a little bit, maybe checking what pairs are you watching. We have our, today's Thursday, yeah, our Renkoba course on Monday. I don't have the times yet, but again, like 150 seats. Let's say if it's at, I'm not sure, but if it's at 8 o'clock, if we do it at 8 o'clock, make sure you log in 7:30, because it's only 150 seats, and last time the room was full in really quickly. Okay, I will send the links and everything to you. I mean, for you it's not a problem. Yeah, I mean, if you tell others, then you're probably losing your seat. Because if they log in before you, I cannot do anything about it. But don't worry about that. I'm recording everything, and I will upload the whole session anyway later on. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, it was actually a short session because we discussed everything yesterday, and the signals are triggered on the daily chart. So the only thing we have to do, we can do now, is wait for 1 hourly, 4 hourly setups, maybe combine it with 5-minute entries. That's about it. So if we don't have any other questions, I'm waiting. Think of something. If not, we just are lucky today and take a good break.